Hey, 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 what's going on, my wellness engagers? What's going on? This is Candace Camille coming in for a quick question. I have a quick question, right? Sometimes I just want to know some stuff and I need you to help me out tonight before I take it down, right? I need you to help me out tonight before I take it down. Right, I have a quick question. As I continue to work on my presentations, I have about maybe 5 presentations that I'm working with that I actually have to write a speech for, and the other ones I just have to present. So I absolutely love presenting, just finishing up for the night, just step myself away from my pad and my computer before I get ready to take it down as I get ready, for my class in the morning. Hey, Kathy, what's going on? What's going on? Listen, if you out there, I'm going to need your help with something. So I was writing, just finishing writing, and someone asked me to actually explain my wellness pills, right? So that my pills, I'm Candace Camille, the wellologist, the founder of the Sexy Fit and Well movement, where I teach women to be sexy, fit, and well through meals, mindset, and movement, right? With results you can see in your body but feel in your soul. Who wouldn't want that, right? Who wouldn't want results they can literally see in their body that's sexy, fit, and well, but you feel it in your soul, right? That's what the Sexy Fit and Well movement is all about. So if you haven't joined us in that movement, go ahead over and join us in the Sexy Fit and Well movement. If you want to join us in the movement page, of course you go over and join 40 Days, 40 Ways. If you just want information about being well, going over to Candace Camille, the wellologist business page, and going over there and like my page. You can also join me in Plank Talk Nation. You can join me in the Sexy Fit and Well movement, right? So basically it's about just being well. But anyway, let me just get back to my pills and what I was writing on. So I'm writing this presentation based on my wellness pills, what I think that you should take every single day, right? So as the wellologist, I believe that, Rico and Kathy, that you need to take a commitment pill every single day. If you on here, let me know who you are and where you are tuning in from. And I want you to swallow these pills with me every single day. But I'm going to get to the thought-provoking conversation that changed my mind about something, and maybe you can help me out. So the first pill is commitment. So somebody write that down in the feed, commitment, right? So whenever you're doing something, anytime you have to move, anytime you want to change, if you want something different, I don't care if it's in your body, your relationships, your business, or your bank, you got to make a commitment to something, right? So that's the first pill you should swallow when it comes to change. So the first pill is commitment, right? The second pill is consistency, right? Because if you want something to change, you got to be consistent about it. You got to do it again, you got to do it again, and you got to do it again. So the second pill is consistency, right? The third pill is discipline, right? You got to build up this discipline, right? So you have to be committed and be consistent so you can build up this discipline. So I thought, right? Hey, Cheryl, what's going on? So you got to be disciplined. Are you being committed? Are you being consistent? Are you being disciplined, right? So are you committed to change? What's your change? Did you write it down? Are you consistent in your change? Are you building that discipline? As you're getting it along, Crystal, are you building that discipline through commitment and consistency, right? So then the fourth one is determination. Determination. Are you determined to your commitment so you can be consistent, so you can build that discipline? See how they go together? So you start off like, I got a commitment, right? Okay. How am I going to own that? How am I going to own that commitment? Just stick to it, right? How I'm going to get up every day and get it done. How I'm going to be consistent, right? How I'm going to do this. What's my plan? right? How am I going to do this, right? First of all, you got to know what this is, right? So once you figure out what this is and you get committed to it and you got your plan going, Crystal, thanks Crystal and Cheryl and Kathy for writing this down. Committed, consistency, discipline, and we working on determination, right? You know, sometimes inspiration, motivation, you know, it comes and goes, but pure determination just gets shit done. That's just how it go. You can be inspired, you can be motivated, but that just come and go. Like half the time you come on here, you may be, you know, motivated, inspired by something I said in it, and it wants you to get up and move, right? It wants you to get up and move, right? But that come and go, You know, the wellologist is here. I'm going to hear here. I'm going to go on Plank Talk Nation. I'm going to go on Sexy Fit and Well. You know, I need to hear what she's saying because she's so inspiring. She inspires me. She motivated to get me moving. Yes, I do. But that come and go. But once you get inspired, right, and it gets down in your soul, you got to get determined because it's determination that's going to get some shit done, period. If you want to move your assets, you got to be determined to get some stuff done. Are you determined, right, to be committed, that you can to be consistent, to stay determined, right? Are you determined to be committed so that your consistency can become a discipline? Yes, Cheryl. Right? So you got to be determined because that's what's going to get some things done. See, once you figured out what it is you got to do, right? Cheryl, Operation Belly Button. That's a plan. I decide I want to see my belly button, right? So once you got that plan, that's the big goal. I got my commitment. I got to get committed to doing this because the goal is I want to see my belly button. I haven't seen it for years. Where is it, right? We got the muffin top sitting on it. We got the back fat pushing out on it. You know, we done pushed it in with a spank so far, we don't even know where it is anymore. So we got to figure out how I'm going to see my belly button again. Cheryl, call it Operation Belly Button. I hope you don't mind me talking about you on here, Cheryl, right? Operation Belly Button. So she got to get committed. She got to get consistent. She figured out what she want to do, right? So the commitment, the consistency comes, right? Build the discipline. But in order to get through all of that, you got to be determined to follow your plan. Once you build your plan and know what that plan is. This is what I'm writing and I'm thinking. And I was like, right? Commitment, consistency, discipline, determination, right? Okay. And then I was like, okay, now I got to have a little courage to do that because change takes, of course not, because you're the one who pushed me to get it done. Absolutely, right? That's one of my clients, not to mention the baddest virtual assistant in the world, right? Okay. She is part of Team Sexy Fit and Well. She's part of Candace Camille Enterprises. I absolutely love that, right? So even if you're going to be a part of the team and part of the company, being well is one of those expectations as the founder, the leader, and the visionary that I have for all that's part of the team, right? So absolutely. So we got to get committed. All employees, all team members have to be committed. If you want to be a part of Candace Camille Enterprises and on the Sexy Fit and Well team, there's some pills you got to walk in the door every single day and take. Commitment, consistency, right? Consistency. Hey, Nabia, what's going on? Consistency, discipline, determination. And then you got to have some courage, right? You got to have some courage. Hey, Robert, because change takes courage. Because sometimes we've been this way for so long, and in order to do something different, you got to have a little courage to stay committed, right? See how those words go together? Because without the courage to stay in it because you're not moving far along fast enough, your friends is don't liking what you're doing, you know, too much change. Girl, I like you the way you are. Why you trying to change, right? You got to have some courage. Right? So you got to have some courage to stay with your commitment, to be consistent, to build the discipline, to be determined, like don't let anything take you away. I'm just determined because I told you, determination just gets some stuff done, right? It just gets it done, Patricia, right? Every day in my movement group, 40 Days, 40 Ways, Rocking to the Rhythm of Your Thoughts. See, even when I'm talking about movement, fitness is my jam. But when I'm talking about movement, I get excited because I understand the power of it. So when I'm moving with my ladies at 6 a.m. in the morning, we having some thought-provoking conversations of change, because the only way to get your body tight is to have your mind right. You can't have a tight body without not having the right mind, right? It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing, Jan, right? Determination, get some shit done, right? Determination will have you cussing. I'm telling you right now. But you got to have courage to be determined and to stay in it, right? Next thing, accountability. Accountability, yes, Patricia, accountability. Who are you accountable for? For my 30-some-odd years being in the wellness business and being a personal trainer, emotional mastery coach, because I want to operate in your mind, because you got to change your mind to keep your body. Right? You got to change your mind. It's your mind that's going to keep your body where you want it to be. Right? So I've been doing this for 30 years. So I know you got to operate inside of your mind. Right? So even as they ask me, like, how did you stay accountable? Right? Patricia, how do you stay accountable? Cheryl, how do you stay accountable? Jan, that's in here, how do you stay accountable to your plan? Right? Whatever that change you want. Cheryl's was Operation Belly Button. I need to see my belly button, right? Right? What's your plan? Like, so when you know your plan and you own your truth, where you was, I haven't seen my belly button in years. She came in like, look, I haven't seen it in years. Could you see it? Right? I need to see it, right? I have another client who have a tattoo of an ice cream cone with 2 scoops on it, right? She came to me and I was like, chick, what do you want? She was like, I want to see at least 1 scoop by the time I'm finished here, right? She says, it's just rolled up down there. So I came here because I want to see my ice cream cone. I got that thing put on about 3 years ago. I ain't seen the cone since, right? So I got my scoops of ice cream. That's my plan. I want to be able to see my ice cream cone. So let's go to work on it, right? So that was the whole plan. That was the goal. So now here comes the commitment, right? What are you committed? What are you willing to do? That's the commitment, right? Then you're going to get consistency. How often are you willing to do this? See, because if you want this by this time, see, that's why it's good to have your SMART goals, because you got to be specific, right? It's measurable. It's obtainable, right? It has to be relevant and it has to be time censored. So even as I'm talking to Cheryl and I'm talking to my other client about, okay, you want to see your belly button when? Okay. You want to see your ice cream cones when? What's the time, right? So now you got to be realistic in your time. You got to be realistic in your time. You can't tell me you haven't seen your belly button for 20 years, but you want to take 20 days to see it. It doesn't work like that, right? So you got to be, you got to own your truth, right? And you have to know that this is not going to happen overnight, right? So when you're talking about your time. So now we got us a time. Like, I want to start to see a change in 90 days, right? I can see clearly now, Operation Belly, but I was determined to flatten this belly. Yes, after 2 years. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's how long it took me, Cheryl, to get rid of my 100 pounds. About 18 months to 2 years, and I never went back. Simply because why? I was committed. I was consistent. I was determined. I was disciplined. I had courage and I had my accountability. Like, you got to know who are you accountable for. What's your accountability? Who's your accountability partner, right? See, my accountability partner is not a person, right? I'm a cancer conqueror. So my accountability partner is cancer, right? My accountability partner is cancer. Cancer keeps me on my feet. Cancer gets me up every day. Cancer gets me committed. Cancer gets me consistent. Cancer gets me disciplined. Cancer makes me very determined not to ever let that thing enter my body again. I have enough courage to stay here no matter what. Accountability, that's my partner. It's not fear. See, because I've already been there. I'm a cancer conqueror. I know what it can do. So I don't ever want to go through that again. So it became my accountability to make sure that I stay on track. There's some things that I have to do to keep that at bay. Even as we talk about this coronavirus right now, there's some things you have to do to keep this at bay. You want to make sure you wear your mask. You want to make sure you're washing your hands. You want to make sure you're eating well. You want to make sure you're sleeping well, right? You want to make sure you're moving well. You want to make sure you're hydrating well. Are you doing those things? See, because that's the accountability and it pushes at bay, right? So, oh yeah, yes ma'am. Cancer is my accountability. But here's the last pill, right? And that's patience. Like Cheryl said, 2 years. 2 years it has taken me. 2 years and still counting, right? Still counting. I became fed up, made a commitment, and started putting it into work. There you have it. You got to have patience. So when the pain get greater, patience. That's what you're going to have, because you have to turn your pain into pleasure. You don't want to feel pain anymore. You want it to be pleasurable. And that's when you start to follow the plan. So I'm writing all this stuff, right? So y'all got this? So everybody tomorrow, right? Everybody on here, matter of fact, going to join me in the Sexy Fit and Well 40 Days, 40 Ways Rocking to the Rhythm of Your Story. Because my plan is to get up and work out every day. If that's not your plan and you're not doing it and you need some place to go, you don't even have to leave your living room. All you have to do is get up, roll out of the bed. I got 2 expectations. It's a woman's group, right? To join in. If you're doing it with your husband, like we have one resident husband that does it with us in your house, that's okay as well. But you got to have on a bra and you got to have on some really, really good sneakers, right? You can't roll out of the bed and let the girls be going free and hurt your feet. So everything else is up to you. But you got to have on a really good bra and you got to have on some good sneakers, because we work, right? For that hour, right, Jan, Kathy, we work, right? We have a plan, which brings me to the thought-provoking conversations of change. One of the things one of the presenters asked me about is that... is commitment and discipline. Like, what's the difference between commitment and discipline, right? And I would love to hear your thoughts on it, because I know for me, I am very committed. That brings on the discipline, but they really are 2 different things, right? They really are. They really are 2 different things, right? Because when you think about it, consistency breeds, discipline. You got to be committed. Once you're committed, you got to get consistent, and then you become disciplined. And I had to give it some really, really deep thought, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm sitting as to what is it. What do I have to write down right here? Come on, God, come on through, because I'm always waiting for Big Daddy to give me a download, right? Like, what do you have to tell me about this commitment and this discipline thing? Because I really want you to get something good out of it, right? And I thought about it, right? As an athlete, and I had to think about it from an athletics point of view, because when you take athletics and sports, those are the things that help you out in your life, right? You ever notice that every speaker like myself and everybody around the world that's ever been on a stage or speaking or presenting, there's always a sports analogy that's going to get you committed, right? Because for those of us that's runners, that's bikers or whatever, there's a level of commitment that keeps us going, right? And sometimes, here's what I thought, right? This was my thought-provoking conversations of change, Dana, right? When it comes to commitment and discipline, right? So discipline is the plan, right? So if you don't have a plan, you can't become disciplined. So I want everybody to write that down. What's your plan? Because your plan is going to give you that discipline. You got to follow the plan. You got to follow the plan to the letter of the law. So without a plan, you cannot become disciplined. See, as I'm thinking, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I don't have a plan. Yeah, I was just finishing up, Kim, just writing down my speech for tomorrow, right? What's your plan? Because without a plan, you can't become disciplined. And I thought about that for a second. I was like, okay, you know how you sit up and you lean over and you like, wait a minute, what's my plan, right? You got to follow the plan to the letter of the law. So if you do not have a plan, you cannot become disciplined. Oh my God. When that came in, I was like, okay, let me write this down. Let me write this down. Wait a minute. You got to have a plan. What's your plan? So even in our 40 days, 40 ways, from Monday through Friday, we got a plan that we work on. You know, we have a plan. Like on Mondays, right? We doing circuit day and interval day. That's part of the plan, right? So now on Tuesday, we're doing abs, right? Wednesday, we're doing shoulders, chest, and triceps, right? That's the plan. See, we're following the plan to the letter of the law. Thursday, we're doing legs and butt, right? Then Friday, we're doing back and buys. Right? So one of the things about that is a plan that we follow every single day to the letter of the law. That's how you become disciplined to get to your goal. See, because when you go off script, see, here's where it got really, really interesting, right? Here's where it got really, really interesting. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else. Have a plan, that's right. It's the same thing as you going on the hunt for the person you have yet to become. If you don't know where you're going and who you are, you're going to settle for what you find. See, right now, because we don't have a plan, we're settling. See, you got to have a plan, and you have to follow it to the letter of the law, right? Write it down. What's your plan? Don't deviate. Don't deviate. You know that on Monday we doing circuit day, right? So because we're going in, you know, it's a consistent interval moving, right? On Tuesdays, we laying down. We going a little slower. We going to do ab day. If you jumping around on ab day, you out of order. See, you not following the plan. See, you got to follow the plan and to get to the discipline that you want, right? Wednesday, you know, we taking it back up. We may be sitting, but we pushing. We pushing nice and easy. You know, you got to follow the plan to the letter of the law, right? That's how you become disciplined. See, because commitment is going to get you out the door. I'm committed. Committed going to get me up every single day. Commitment gets me out of the bed at 4:45 every morning because I got to be here in front of this camera and I got to present the plan to you, right? But that's commitment. Commitment is going to get you up and get you moving. Discipline is you having a plan and following through. See, commitment sometimes can take you off your plan, where sometime like on an ab day, if you're moving too fast, if you're going too slow, and you done worked up too hard, you can't do what we have to do the next day. See, because if you done went all in on an ab day, and then the next day we got to do shoulders and chest, and you too tired to do it, you went away from the plan. See, you got to follow the plan to the letter of the law. If you like what you hear, and listen, share this out. We should have a plan for our food. Yes. I ain't even gonna get into food. See, Dana is one of the ladies that's actually Dana's that's in here. Jan that's in here is in the Sexy Fit Well Eat for Your Life cooking club, right? I told you I help women become well through meals, mindset, and movement. So we have a cooking club, right? So we going in there to cook for our life. It's called Eat for Your Life Cooking Club. So all of this stuff goes hand in hand. To be sexy, fit, and well, you got to have a plan for movement. You got to have a plan for meals. You have to have a plan for your mindset. But my motto is to move your assets and you will get your plan so you can get to your goal, right? That's how that works, right? That's the whole Sexy Fit and Well movement. You know, so I'm getting ready for my summit. And as I'm talking to the speakers and giving them the things that I want them to give to you from all kinds of perspective, it's all about the plan. It's all about the wellness recovery action plan. So when you have your plan, now it's time to take action, right? Because now you got the plan, you're committed. Because we have our plan, we're going to be consistent. We're coming in on a Monday doing interval and Tuesday doing abs. Now, do I deviate a little bit? I don't deviate. But on ab day, I'm like, we can take it up a notch. See, you take it up or you take it down. See, because sometimes if you just get used to doing the same thing, your body's like, I want more. What can I do more? We still gonna do abs. We ain't gonna add nothing in it. We still gonna do abs. We may add a little weight on, but we still going to do abs. It's still a part of the plan. That's how the discipline comes in. Right? So that's what I found out. So I just figured I'd share before I go to bed, right? It was like, how do you get this hyped and go to bed? I drink some turmeric and ginger tea, and then I take my butt to bed. It's just that good, people, right? Yes, it is just that good, right? So you want to be a part of this movement. Let me tell you something. Sexy is a state of mind. It means start every day, execute your x-ray vision and stay yoked up. That's what that means, right? So under the authority of a higher power, you get to change the inside of you as long as you get up every day and execute your plan. That's what sexy means. So you got to execute your plan, right? So join us over here, Jackie. I see Jackie just came in and joined the 40 days, 40 ways, rocking to the rhythm of your thoughts. Because you know what? That's part of the plan. Everything that you want in life is on the other side of movement, right? That's why you'll always hear me say, move your assets. So when you start to move your assets, you got to get committed, right? You got to get consistent. You got to be disciplined, right? You got to be determined. You got to have accountability. You got to have some courage. And last and certainly not least, have some patience, right? That's what we talked about today. I had some meetings today, and it was like, just have some patience. Have some patience and watch it unfold as long as you're following the plan. If you're doing nothing, if you're not disciplined, you're not committed, you're not consistent. Well, you can be consistent at doing nothing, because consistency is that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. If you're doing nothing over and over and over again, that's consistency. But it will not get you to your goal unless your goal is nothing, right? So just think about it for a second. So that's what I thought about tonight. So what's your thoughts on it? Because as I'm thinking and I'm writing and I'm getting these videos together, or rather these presentations for this video. So tomorrow I got to get up and I got to present this, right? Right here by myself, like I'm talking to y'all, right? So y'all want to know where I get the energy and the passion from? Because when I get in front of the camera, I have to think that I'm in a room full of 5,000 people. Patience. That's right. Patience. You know, it's my biggest thing. You know, I was making these bracelets the other day, and one of the ladies says, I said, so what's your word? She was like, I need patience. I need patience. I need patience, and I want to gift the consistency bracelet to someone, right? So I need you to make two opposite of each other. So I'm listening to her, and I'm like, what? Let me see if I can find them. And I made these yesterday. As I was thinking, as I was thinking of them, and she says, I want them to mirror each other. So when you give me the opportunity to say, I want it done the way you just think about it, but I want them both to mirror each other. So I came up with this, right? So she says, I want them to mirror, but I want them to connect. So one is black with a little bit of white. The other is white with a little bit of black. See, this is consistency. This is the consistency patient. This is the consistency. This is highlight. The highlight is a stone that makes you take action, right? The black stones, which is my favorite, is obsidian, right? It just quiets you down to quiet the noise, move the negativity out the way so you can take action. So this one right here is consistency. So, and this one right here is just the opposite of that. You see that? So you have right here is patience. See, because in order to have patience, you got to quiet down. And obsidian is a stone that quiets you down and move all negativity, internal and external, out of the way. And I put a little highlight on there because now it's time to take actions. Because once you quiet your mind, it's now time to take action. So these is when she told me her words. She didn't tell me a color or anything. And I sent her a picture and she was like, I can't wait to get them. So again, you got to know exactly what it is that you need to follow your plan, right? So she needed some consistency and she needed patience. Like, what do you have? So for each of those words, I have a bracelet for all of them because, again, wearing these on your left hand will take you and give you exactly. I don't know if any of you on here have them, but I know if you do, make sure you're wearing them on your left hand because that's where the power is closest to your heart. So that's where the stones does its best work at, right? It does its best work at here, right? So these are her stones, and since I have handled them, I can put them on, but before I send them out, I just be sure to make sure I clear my energy off of them, right? So these are the things, the accountability, the stones, everything that you have that you need so you can follow your plan, right? Yes, I do. That's right. Jan has the stones, right? So one of the things that you can do is basically wear these and feel the difference. I don't even have to tell you. You will automatically just feel the difference. So even as I hold them in my hand, you know, they start to heat up. See, because it starts to take on your energy and it'll give you exactly what you need. They're so subtle. They're so subtle. And all of a sudden, you would just quiet down. You will quiet down and let these work through the chakras of your body. I absolutely love the stones. I'm going to put them down because literally, they quiet you down. I ain't ready to quiet down right now. So I gotta get those off of me right now, right? But anyway, that's what I wanted to come over here and tell you. I'm telling you right now, swallow my wellness pills. Create your plan. Yes, create your plan. Create your plan. You have to follow the plan to the letter of the law. You got to write it down. What's your plan? In order to get discipline, there has to be a plan, and you got to follow it to the letter of the law. Don't deviate. Don't matter. Don't try to go out of order. You know, if you have 1 through 10, go down the line. Don't try to skip because you think 3 is easy. I don't need to be there. Because if you skip number 3, when you get to number 7, you ain't going to know what to do. Right? It's the same thing like I was a little geek when I was little. So they skipped me from the 3rd grade to the 5th grade. Or something like that. So you're talking about me skipping my whole 4th grade, all of my friends, my mindset. I wasn't ready for the 5th grade. You know, those kids ate me up in there alive. You know, I'm like an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, you know, in the 5th grade or something like that when I was supposed to be in the 4th grade. And those kids ate me up alive because why? I wasn't ready. I wasn't mentally ready. I did not follow the steps. I went from 3 and I skipped to 5, right? I got there and they ate me up alive, y'all, right? That's where I learned how to fight at in the 5th grade because I was skipped and they kept messing with me. But at the end of the day, they deviated away from the normal plan. Once you create your plan, follow your plan. Don't let anybody pull you out of it. Get back in line as soon as possible. So I'm going to leave you with this thought-provoking conversations of change. Are you in alignment for your assignment? That's what I have to leave you with as you swallow each and every one of these pills. Commitment, consistency, right? Discipline, determination, courage, accountability, patience, right? In that order, right? See, there's an order to be sexy, fit, and well. If you want to know more about what it's all about to be sexy, fit, and well, right, Jan, right, Dana, right, Kim, right, Kathy, all these ladies has been inside of this group. Cheryl, you know, they've been in the presence, the power of being sexy, fit, and well, and what it takes. See, they have their plan. See, because once you leave my presence, there's a sense of urgency to do something now. See, they leave here with a plan. But see, if you go off script, if you go out of alignment and you don't follow the plan to the letter of the Lord, you're going to wind up where you came from. See, you got to stay with the plan, stay disciplined in order to stay where you are. See, this is about sticking and staying. So when you stick to the plan, you stay. So if you want to know more how you can change your mind, how you can change your meals, and how you can change your movement, join us in Sexy Fit and Well, because that's all we do, right? We work on your mind, your soul. That's what it's all about. Because when you work there, you will automatically have an abundance in your relationships. You will automatically have an abundance in your business. So if your business you have an abundance in, you will have an abundance in your life. Hey, Maria, another one of the Sexy Fit and Well ladies. So right now, it's at that 9 o'clock hour. I got to go take it down. I just wanted to share with y'all tonight. I got my turmeric tea and my ginger tea waiting for me. Ladies in the group, you already know how to make it. Make your tea, make yourself a latte, and drink it at night. Let me tell you something. It is so good for the body. Inflammation and joints, right? That's some of the things that we learn in the Eat for Your Life cooking club, right? So again, if you want to know about any of this and join us in any of these groups on any of these platforms, inbox me. I'll tell you all about it. All right, ladies, it's time for y'all to go to bed too, right? See, because we're going to be up and we're going to be moving tomorrow. Tomorrow is circuit day and interval day. Join me there. This is Candace Camille, the Willologist. For more information about me, going over to CandaceCamille.com, or Pamela is here. Inbox me and let me know what your burning wellness questions, and let's talk about your plan. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.